Yeah, it's a good question. Darkness is the absence of light. That's what darkness is. You remove light and you have darkness. Evil is the absence of good. If you remove you remove good, then you naturally get evil. So yeah, God created all things, but you cannot attribute the character of God to being evil because there is such a thing as evil. That's his insinuation.
Why not?
Because God is righteous and holy and perfect. There is no sin in God. The Bible says he is light and in him is no darkness at all.
But you seem to be suggesting or agreeing that actually he did create both good and evil.
Yeah, he created light and darkness. Darkness is the absence of light, and evil is the absence of good. But as the insinuation from an atheist or a skeptic is that God is evil, he created evil, therefore God is evil. That's not true.
Okay, Kirk, do you want to add to that?
Only to add that man is culpable for his own rebellion against God. That God has created us with the capacity in the beginning to love him, to obey him, or to reject that and rebel against him. And so to say that sort of the God made me do it sort of response is just not going to hold up because we're all morally culpable people.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, does anyone have a question in the audience for Brian and Kelly? This gentleman there.
Brian, you stated that you don't need to be religious or have a religion to be good. But looking at the test tube of history, if we want to look at atheistic nations, we have some ready-made experiments in the form of communist nations. And we find from communist nations that they killed off approximately 100 million of their own people. Is this a good example of atheists being good?
Actually, Kelly's going to take this one. This is her area of expertise.
Okay, well, first of all, the test tube of history that you're using includes a very small sample. You are more than likely specifically referring to Stalinist Russia and Hitler's Germany.
Many other communist nations.
Pol Pot, Mao, yeah.
Yes.
Ceausescu,
Take
various.
bunch of them.
There's a
But
large
these aren't
number.
crimes.
Yes,
These aren't crimes committed in the name of
What
atheism.
other
Communist-
examples do you have of atheistic countries that you could use to demonstrate that atheists can be good?
Well, look
Sweden,
at
Norway.
atheist nations
These are
today.
not atheist countries. These are traditional
Sweden is
Christian
80%.
countries.
80% of the people in Sweden understand the theory of evolution as a fact. They're very successful.
Atheism, please, not
Yeah.
theory of evolution.
I believe it's 90% of the people in Sweden are atheistic.
The United States is the most religious country in the world, and we have more violence